Yo, what's good, everybody? Today is January the 13th, 2026. Most gracious Heavenly Father, thank God for yet seeing another day. Thank you, God, for your gift of life. We ask you, God, that you will bless this broadcast as well as the viewers and their families as well. Keep everyone safe as possible. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Yo, what's good, everybody? Um, wasn't even sure if I was going to do a show tonight, but so much going on in the news. I figured you guys might want to talk about or share your perspectives on everything that's been going on and what happened this past week. If not, we won't be on here long. I want to say happy birthday to um, Miss Janelle Simone, who celebrated on over the weekend. Happy born day, Queen Love Bug. We need you back on the show as well. Also want to say happy born day to Christina Guthrie, Westside Nation. Happy born day to you as well. Um, Happy early birthday to my sister Terrell, who'll be celebrating on tomorrow. Happy born day to her. And last but not least, I wanted to give a special birthday shout out to my cousin Jermaine and my bro Daniel, who both celebrate their birthday today. Miss Maya as well. Happy born day. All three of those birthdays are today. So happy birthday to everybody else and everybody else that I didn't mention that had a birthday over the previous week. Happy born day to you as well. Um, I want everybody to do me a favor too. Either whether it be on YouTube or um, Facebook. I'm not sure how you guys be watching, but it's been suggested, and we've been meaning to do this. I want to do like a Q&A segment where people can ask me whatever. So submit your questions, and we'll get to them as the questions come in and get formatted. Hey, what's good, Jacoby? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Um, yeah, but it wasn't much to really talk about this week. We're not going to talk about the dress at all, but I did want to address Wooden Bishop Wooden's response and things of that nature. There, I'm gonna kiss you on those hot lips. Okay, now watch now, Henry. Oh yeah, we don't play that. um, uh, when we talked about the response between Jamal Bryant and Bishop Wooden here in North Carolina, the little back and forth between them two. Um, we talked mainly about Jamal Bryant, the dress and everything else, but I had mentioned it. I got sidetracked. I never got into the Wooden side of things, so I kind of wanted to get into that. Um, get into that a little bit because we is I believe in fairness. So if if the pulpit on watch night service wasn't the format or the place, so to speak, for him to be defending him buying his wife the dress or whatever however he felt, and people cheering and whatnot, um, then it certainly wasn't a place for Wooden to share his perspective or his viewpoint like he did either. Um, I thought it was harmless in real time when it first happened, but I could see the division, and I seen different reports where Jamal Bryant was talking about suing him, and I don't know what he's going to sue him for or how he on what grounds or merit that he finds it valuable to um that he's able to do that, but that's neither here nor there. I think that wouldn't, and those, like I said, those that know him, they know what type of man that he is, and he's a man. He stands on what he believes and says how he feels about different things. But I don't think that was necessary. I think it was a bit uncalled for not one but $2. $2. She looked like a $2 whore. Or the dress. And like, and it's like, what's crazy is, and I've been seeing different posts throughout the week. The dress this here, and we about to bury the dress. I thought that one was really funny and all that there. And even though we making fun of, making light of it and everything, it's like we're living in a day and age where it's like you don't spend the whole week, 2 weeks in the church body, um, in the religious world anyway, talking about this dress. This is whether it was appropriate, whether it wasn't, and I ain't hearing nobody talk about salvation. I'm not hearing anybody talk about um, the things that really matter, the things what the church is really supposed to be about. And it was kind of disheartening, but that's literally the era that we're living in now. Everything is so divisive, and everyone we live in an age where everybody seems to think that their opinion matters. Um, but as we all, like many of us have said, when it comes to church, I don't, or like Rosa said out to Rosa too. Rosa, my guest from last week, she was saying like she don't want to hear that when she go to church. You don't want to hear about political views and who you're backing and things of that nature. There, and it's like, yo, just preach the word. Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to that mantra of just preaching the word? Now we got to get into everything else other than salvation and what the Bible says. So it's kind of disheartening. I pray that the church will get back to that and stop worrying about the small things and these different things that topics that seem to be coming up in the pulpit and whatnot. That has nothing at all to do with actually living a life of salvation or leading people to Christ. So I just pray that we get back to the basics. Um, but I kind of wanted to talk about the Renee Good situation. R.I.P. to her, the lady that was killed by the ICE agent. Um, I wanted to see some of you guys in the comment, like, what was your position on that there? Um, because being honest, and it's not that I'm heartless. I don't want to seem callous or anything like that. There, I just really, um, I didn't have much to say about it. Um, hey, what's good? Cuz again, happy born day, bro. Welcome to the 50 Club, my brother. Love you, man. Hey, what's good, Jew? Um, yeah, that's why I had asked if you had wanted to be on, but then I remembered that it was your birthday today. I had just got up. This overnight schedule got me all discombobulated as far as my schedule. But that's why I wanted to hit you on when I seen the little message that me, you, and Miguel had going. I was like, I wanted to see if you wanted to share your take or your opinion on it. But I know you celebrating. Um, but yeah, I think, like I said, I think he went too far. Each day I saw a different video. I went from, hey, what's good, Sam? Each day I saw a different video. I went from he was excessive to he was justified. Okay, that's interesting, Sam. Um, justify how? Or in your opinion, what made it justifiable? Him speaking on that matter in particular at all. Um, um, it ain't Drew's birthday either, Sam. It's my cousin's birthday. Jermaine. Y'all excuse me. I've been having these shooting pains in my elbow and my joints lately. Oh man. The first shot was driving directly at him. Mm. Yeah, and like I said, when I watched it on me myself, um, I didn't take offense to it at first because, again, yeah, that is good. Yeah, bro, they ain't just be hurting for no reason. It's a part of life, though. That's a beautiful thing. I'd rather deal with pain than not feel anything. um, but I guess I didn't find it offensive initially because it didn't affect me. Um, okay. I got you. Thanks, Jermaine. See, that's why I be needing somebody else up here with me. So I again, I just woke up, so I can balance out. You were saying that you were talking about the young lady Renee Good. Okay, I'm back with you now. Um, so yeah, I seen different photos of it too. Thanks for sending me that, Sam. But all right, so let's go ahead and get into that. Enough about Wooden. But I think Wooden was out of pocket. Um, I think it was uncalled for. Uh, but we know him. And then it's like the other part before I get off of Wooden. I think it was like totally. I don't know if you guys seen it, but I seen where they had started putting the meme with Wooden in the dress. Like this AI, and I know you always say it, Jermaine. Like AI is gonna ruin some of these people's head. Well, anybody that know Wooden is like, come on, bro. Like that was totally disrespectful, especially if people that don't know him and stuff like that. It was just a big mess. Um, Sam said the circle is completely round. That means it's a direct shot. It was from an angle. If it was from an angle, it would be shaped like a teardrop. Um, I had sent you the link too, Sam, if you wanted to come on. I don't know if you're available or not, but that's up to you. Man, totally disrespectful. Yeah, it was like it was uncalled for. Totally uncalled for. But we know what I'm praying for him. I'm praying for more. I seen where John Key chimed in, Jermaine. He like if any of y'all had said that he had said that about any of y'all wife, y'all would have been headed to Raleigh and all that kind of thing. But again, I stand by my initial position. I believe that one, Jamal Bryant got the attention that he wanted. Um, we know how he is, how he gets down. Um, but two, you shouldn't even have put your wife in that position to even have to defend her in that way. Like you brought all this upon yourself. But that's neither here nor there. All right, Sam. Julian said he he ain't have to kill that woman. It ain't take all of that. Exactly. They both knew it was going viral. Yeah. So Renee Good. Rest in peace to her as well. That's the lady that was killed by the ICE officer. Um, and I had got the chance to see over the course of the week because I didn't really want to talk about it. Not that I didn't care, but I don't I don't really have an opinion or I don't know where I stand at on it. Um, and I'm still waiting for more information to come in. Did she deserve to die? Absolutely not. Um, but here's the thing. I was talking about the divisiveness earlier, and it baffles me how um, whether it's politics, whether it's religion, whether it's everyday life incidents, how we could be so polar opposites and on different ends of the spectrum on particular topics. Like I've seen where a lot of people say, of course, well, she didn't deserve to die, and annoying the police is not a crime, and this here and that there. Then you got other people saying, well, she clearly tried to hit him with the car, and she tried to run him over, different things of that nature there. And I'm like, how is it that we all seeing the same exact videos and coming to two completely different conclusions. It absolutely baffles me. Like we'll sit here and watch the same exact tape, and I know it's very variations of different videos that's out there, but it's amazing to me how we could watch
It absolutely
the same exact video.
like we
It was
see
good, man.
same exact. You know,
How we go watch the same exact video, and all of a sudden, like we seeing two different things, and I guess that's what makes us individuals. Um, but for me, and I get how people are empathetic from the aspect of, you know, he didn't have to kill her. She didn't deserve to die, you know. But just me being honest, um, me being from Newark, New Jersey, and police tell me to stop or to get out the vehicle, and I hit the gas, I know the probability of me being shot is going to be absolutely high. Whether I'm trying to hit the police officer, whether I'm trying to go the opposite direction, the moment I put my foot on that gas, it's like a 95% chance where I'm from that ICE, police, state troopers, whoever it is, they're going to shoot at that car. If they give me a command to get out that car, you know what I mean? And I don't comply. So I'm not saying that she deserved to die absolutely at all, but what were you thinking? And of course, she's not here to defend herself or whatever the case may be. And then I seen some different parts. Like I said, it's still fresh, so there's different reports that's coming in. But I seen something where the the wife, she's the one that's telling the officer that shot him, go get you a lunch break, fat boy, or whatever she said. Come to find out she was the wife. Now, whether it's true or not, I don't know. You know, we all have these different sources. I don't know who's credible, who's not. But one of the things that I was saying was she's a mother. She was a mother of three, and she had lost custody of her children because of the wife that was kind of instigating, in my opinion, that was instigating the situation. Um, Now, did that qualify her to be dying? No, but from what I told was she lost custody of her three children because of the wife, and the wife was abusive to her and things of that nature. That like I said, I don't know whether it's true, but that's just the report that I seen. Um, and even the way the wife was outside and videotaping everything, the aggression that she was doing is like she was really starting. And then when you watch the full video, I don't know if you guys actually seen it. Like there's so many different people recording these days now. It's amazing how everybody has a phone and different things of that nature there. But I seen one that might have been about 6 minutes long, like the entire everything. Like, and the question that I really had was like, what was her objective? What was it that she was trying to do? What was she trying to accomplish by blocking traffic in the middle of the street? Like, we were talking about Jamal Bryant, and he knew he was going after the attention. But like, what were you doing? Like, they got a random check out here, and you going up in here, she just blowing the horn and laying on the horn, and it's like you trying to antagonize them. Like you're interfering with government officials. Um, I'm gonna let you chime in, Sam. What's your take on all of this? Even though you said, even though he was telling her to get out, she was not going to hit that ICE agent. Okay, and that's what I'm saying
Okay,
too.
this. Oh,
You can answer this for me real quick, Sam. Because like I said, it'd be funny how people could see certain things. And I'm not talking about you particular, Drew. I'm just talking about in general. Because we've all seen the video where she tries to pull away. for some people, like some people perspective is, see, his life was in danger. She tried to run him over. There's some people like, well, see, you just finished watching it. She did not try to hit him. Like, how can we be watching the same video and see two completely different things? Go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, like I said in the comments, when saw the first video, it basically cut off. Well, it basically started showing like soon as she started peeling out, and I see an officer in the side window take 2 shots. And soon as I saw that, I'm like, yeah, he going to prison. Like he is dead to rights, from that right there. But then I saw a video that this young brother posted because he was on his porch
Mm-hmm.
and he was filming the wife, and
Yeah,
he
he
was
was asking
filming
her
the
was she
whole
all
scene.
right. Yeah.
So that produced an angle, and I'm like, it shows, the wife is up there saying it's my fault, I'm the one who had her come over here, and you know that's all she talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like starting to come into question, and I'm like, okay, there's going to be some more info, some, with today's technology, there's always going to be somebody with cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
So we found out that the officer, when I looked at, some of the video, the officer was holding up a cell phone recording. So he shows the wife, and I sent you that video of the officers from the actual officer's phone. Did you get it?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at now.
Okay. So when you look at that point of view, when the wife comes up and telling him to go get some lunch, and you're a coward, we don't switch our license plates every morning, then she backs up. I'm like, okay, she's backing up because at that point, she's under arrest. They're about to charge her federally for obstructing, federal officers. The same thing that white judge lost her court, stopped being a judge because she helped some illegals go out the back door of the courtroom. And she about to go to prison for at least 5 months on this first offense. So then there was another video that came out, and it's basically showing before all the videos cut in. And the video is like 6 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
It shows her dead in the middle of the street blocking traffic.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to earlier. Like, what was
It,
the
it,
objective of that?
and this is the thing, like, of course, I'm not advocating for nobody to get killed or anything, but when officers tell you, they give you so many chances and they tell you, move your vehicle, you're obstructing federal law enforcement. You're
Mm-hmm.
obstructing us from doing our job. We're going to charge you with felony obstruction. She ain't moving. So when they finally start getting out, okay, you're under arrest. And then they tell her to step. Then she pulls and she backs in. And I'm thinking, okay, her window's down, so they're probably gonna reach in, secure her, do whatever. But then I hear her wife. If you listen to the video I
She
sent
telling
you,
her to, yeah,
you
she
hear
telling
the
her
wife
no.
say, "Drive, baby, drive."
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
she puts it in drive and punches the gas.
Mm-hmm.
And then remember the point of view of the video I showed you, that's the officer that shot. Didn't she hit him? It may not have been no direct hit, but
And
the
that's
thing
my
is,
thing. Like, you can't, to me, and this is just me being unbiased, like me just naturally, because like you said, I've seen different angles. I honestly can't tell whether she hit him, came close to hitting him, or whatever. But
well, this is the thing. What I was saying, I sent you the video of the windshield, right?
mm-hmm.
We all know he fired 2 shots as she turned away. In the side, she got struck here and she got struck somewhere right here. So everybody knows that. But what I was talking about, the gunshot that I sent you in the windshield, when you have a direct target, that circle of that hole is going to be a perfect circle. And if you look at my hand, that's going to be the crown. And when you look at that photo, the crown is equal around the entire perfect circle. That means that was a head-on shot. So at the time where she was coming at him, that was a head-on shot that he took out. So had it been as she was turning away and he shot in that front windshield, it would have been a teardrop, and the tear part, the point, would have been in the direction that the round came from, and then all the glass, the crown would have been this way. It wouldn't have been in a perfect circle. So that forensics right there, and I was a shooter in the military. And so I was a 18 Bravo, so weapons were my thing. That was my specialty. So I fired from German weapons, Russian weapons, like you name it, I fired it. So you have to study because you have to look at some rounds like the hole, and you have to be able to tell, okay, that's a 10 mil, that's a 5.56, that's 7.6, that's a 45. Like when you do that, you can tell, and you can tell what direction, because when you're in the military and you're in a war zone and you're taking fire, where you see holes in the wall, when you turn around, you're looking at holes that hit the wall behind you. You're looking at how they're shaped. If it's a big circle, that means it was a straight on shot to the wall. If it's nicked to where concrete or brick is knocked off to one side or the other, that tells you what direction most likely the shooter is coming from. So I'm not saying, I feel that first shot was definitely justified. But if you talk to anybody in law enforcement, like I go to the range pretty often. You don't aim when you go to the shooting range, you don't aim for arms, you don't aim for shoulders. You are trained 2 shots to the chest center mass, 1 shot to the head center mass. That it's always 3 shots to neutralize the threat. Always 3 shots. It's never 1 shot. It's never 2 shots. It's always at least 3 shots. So that right there is like, that's why I feel he was definitely justified in it. And also, did you see the dang on law that I sent you that was signed into Minnesota law 2 years ago by the governor?
I didn't get a chance to read it, but I did get it. Yeah.
Well, you see what's highlighted. There's a piece that's highlighted. That law right there, like federal law have their own. States can restrict federal law even more, but they can't take away from it.
Mm-hmm.
That right there is the law that allows what he did to authorize the use of deadly force in the state of Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
So the state can't even go after him, because that law that I sent you, that general statute 699.066, exonerates him.
Yeah, it's and like I said, it kills me how it brings up all these different things, and that's why I really I'm so done with like social media. Like, if you notice, I kind of cut back from even posting and sharing. It's like it's not even fun no more. It used to be fun to just post funny content and all that there, but then get into the comments and everybody is just this here and that there, and it's like, yo, nobody care what you really think, like at the end of the day. But it was like the reason
People
I
are
had
getting
put
too
that up,
serious. Like,
yeah. And it's like you offended about stuff that ain't even got nothing to do with you, or mad because don't nobody care about how you feel. Like, what makes you think that you're so important that your opinion really matters at the end of the day? But I had brought that up because one of the things I was saying was the whole debate about the sheriff in Philadelphia, where she was calling ICE, they want to be federal agents and laws, and they not real, and don't come to Philadelphia. You don't want this smoke because we gonna be ready. And I'm not. It is what it is. Whatever. I know that you got some killers in Philadelphia. I would advise ICE to move wisely through there. But then I fell down a rabbit hole, and I'm in the comments, and people posting ICE was created in 2002 after 9/11, and this here and that there. And I'm like, here we go again with this fake information. I worked at the airline, and this is a true story. I worked for a particular airline in 1994. There was a thing called ICE back then. So I don't know where this ICE got created after 9/11 came from, because there was definitely ICE agents in 1994 that would come through the airport at Newark Airport, and it ain't funny now at that older I am, but I was a young kid back then. It was super funny because you would see all these. I don't know whether they here legally. I don't know whether they illegal, but you used to see a lot of these, what we used to call ITS, the people that clean the planes, that things of that nature. There, a lot of them were, let's just say, they weren't white, and they didn't look American, so to speak. You know what I mean? I don't know what nationality where they were from, but it would be funny because they would do like these random ice raids, what they used to call the ice raids. Used to be in the North Star Legend and everything, and they would come when they would come through. Yo, you would see these people that clean the planes. These jokers is hiding up in the bins. they running out on the airport, the Florida airport. They were just going crazy, trying to avoid these ICE agents. So I don't know where.
I wanted to let. Yeah, I want to let you really know really quick. That is true about ICE. When it was formed, what you're thinking of are the INS agents, and that's basically who ICE replaced, the Immigration and Naturalization Service. That's who used to be at the airport.
Yeah.
And ICE, yeah. So after 9/11 happened, that's when they created Homeland Security, TSA. That's the reason why the deficit or the national debt went from $10 trillion. I mean, $5 trillion to 10 trillion, because it took $5 trillion to form those two agencies. So I think you're talking about the INS.
Yeah, they just rebranded them, because I remember.
Yeah, but they did rebrand them. But when you hear, if you're out there talking and you say, no, ICE been around for a minute, and people, I just don't want you to wager and lose some money.
No, that's what I'm telling you. I know what you're saying, because INS was a real thing too, right? But I specifically remember in 1994 hearing the word ICE, because I'm like, what does ICE even stand for? And they were talking about immigration and customs and all that there, even though they would call the people they would call them INS agencies. We was hearing that term ICE in 1994.
Well, remember also, like, you have some people that may combine them and it just happened to be ICE, but you also had the U.S. Customs Service. So they were U.S. Customs Service, basically law enforcement too. So that's who you would see at Newark, you would see in Miami, you would see in Texas, you would see in all these states. But they did reorganize, and certain things move. Like the INS, INS is no longer the INS. Everything's under ICE. So they basically took a bunch of things, and basically ICE now is now functioning basically under Border Patrol. So that's the thing. But you see, like, you can be in New York and see Border Patrol. People think Border Patrol is just going to be at Canadian border or Mexico border. Border Patrol is at every single airport in the country. Like, a lot of people don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and like I said, back then they were called ITS, but they would also call them TSA agents. You know what I mean? This is in the 90s, and everything might have changed after rebranding it. But these were terms that, you work for ITS. Oh, they TSA agents. Like, anyway, but yeah, it's just crazy how, again, me and my brother were talking about this when the football season first started. Like, in all my life being into college football, or since I've been aware of college football, I never heard of week 0. You know what I mean? Where it's like that first week kind of don't count. We don't see the big teams playing each other in that first. It's usually like the second week. That first week is like New Hampshire playing whatever, but it's the official first week of college, college football season, and they call it week 0. So me and my brother, one of the announcers said something about it, and I'm like, I ain't never heard of this week 0 thing. Like, so me and my brother, we go look it up. And my brother, he telling me like, yeah, man, what? It's definitely been a thing, at least for like the last 10 years or so, or whatever the case may be. So we Google it, we look it up. They're gonna try to say that week 0 started in 1983, and I'm like, I've never heard of nothing called no week 0, especially in the 80s and the 90s. So where's all this information come from? And again, like I was saying about the Renee Good young lady with the kids and losing her kids' custody and all that there. I always just wonder, like, where's this information coming from? You know what I mean? And it's like on the opposite end of the spectrum, I get exactly what Trump and Trump supporters are saying by we got to get rid of illegal immigrants. We got to get rid of illegal. If you're not here legal, if you're here legally, you got to go and all that there. I get that. But my point is, how do I know that these people are illegal just because you're telling me that they're illegal? You know what I mean? Like, just because I'm from North New Jersey don't mean that I'm a car thief. But people, you must know how they going to sue. You know how to steal cars. Like, no. I know a whole bunch of people that are highly educated, college degrees, that never sold a drug a day in their life, never stole a car, never been in a stolen car. But you assume because they're from North New Jersey that that's just part of it. It's like, where does this information and these concepts be coming from? It doesn't mean that it's true. Like, it's bad information out there. That's what I'm saying. And
yeah, but you have to admit also that people from Jersey kind of help that stereotype. And let me give you an example. When somebody gets in an argument, you better check yourself. You don't know I'm from Jersey. Like, they want people to expect if you from Jersey, you supposed to be a certain way. And I'm gonna tell you, one time I had a cousin that came down from New York, and we was riding around Fort Bragg, right? We was riding in Fayetteville. That's a city in Fort Bragg. And they have car dealerships everywhere. And none of the car dealerships are in fences. They're all out in the open.
yeah.
He gets on his cell and calls his boy. He's like, man, y'all don't believe down here in North Carolina, the cars ain't even in fences. And then his boy on the phone was like, man, yeah, we got to make a trip. So it's like, I'm thinking, oh man, this cat, but not you're not supposed to expect certain things, but people from certain places want people to expect certain things. And I'm not saying like criminal stuff or nothing like that, but if you from Jersey, you ain't supposed to take nothing for nobody. Nobody ain't supposed to try you because you from Jersey. And depending where you at,
I was just about to get at that because all Jersey ain't Jersey. We don't consider all Jersey. You know what I mean? It's different parts of Jersey. It's parts of
and
Jersey.
I only know like Piscataway, Bush, Silvers, that area where Rutgers is at.
Okay, yeah, you talking about Edison and all that area. Yeah. It's different parts of like, and everybody. Just think about this. Newark, we got different sections of Newark. Even though we one city, it's different sections. And people in Weekway don't necessarily come to Wellsburg, and people from Wellsburg don't necessarily go to the south side. You know what I mean? It's totally different within it. So you can't expect that these different stereotypes are going to apply to everybody. You know what I mean? Like, just because you think that that's like, that would be like me saying, here's somebody from North Carolina. Oh, you from Zebulon? Well, how old was you when you learned how to grow strawberries or you learn how to milk a cow? Like, everybody from North Carolina is not farmers. That should not be an assumption that I should make, that just because you from North Carolina that you know about horticulture or farming. Like, we got to stop that kind of stuff. Drew said,
Y'all swim in pond like.
You said what? You froze up on me saying. Drew said she most definitely was out there to get on the nerves.
No, it's like they think
they didn't have to go
I would
there.
have family come down and they would talk like that.
Okay, got you. Drew said the reason why some
Yeah,
people
but this is the last thing.
Don't cause it is politics. Everything ICE doing is right. Why is that? That's a good question, Drew. I don't have the answer to it, but that's kind of the point that I was making. Like, I don't know. I got so many mixed emotions on it. Like, I'm just skeptical about when it comes to that. You know, like, okay, yeah. You mentioned it before on the show, saying where you know they got these lists and everybody that's on this list. I seen one where I don't know if you've seen it. And I ain't get a chance to post it because I just seen it when I woke up. But it was somebody had sent me one where supposedly these two legal citizens, born here, raised in America, legal and everything, they pulled them out of Target, slammed dude to the ground, and all it. But they were teenagers at that. Both of them were teenagers that would happen to be working at Target. They regular shift. The ICE agents go in there, snatch them up, rough them up a little bit, and whatnot. And I was of course, I'm getting them in the comments. And some people, you know, Target was the one that called them and told them, and this here, it was an inside job, and this here and that there. And I don't know what's true, what's not. But like I'm just saying, where is all this information coming from? Where's these fake lists coming from? If these dudes was born here, have paperwork, how did they even end up on the ICE this supposed list or whatever the case may be?
Yeah, it's about 1.5 million people on the removal list. So basically, they went to an immigration trial, and they failed immigration. So they had 60 days, or I think it's 90, but you have 90 days, 60 or 90 days to leave the country. But you had a lot of people who were like, no, I'm just going to risk it. I'm going to stay here, and I'm just going to risk it. And that's like going back 20, 30 years ago. That's why you're hearing about people like there was this lady and she had got deported, but when they was talking to her, they said she came to this country 30 years ago. But when she first got here, I think she said she was like 16 or 17. She got arrested for shoplifting. So you came here, you got your green card and everything, but once you break the law, that basically cancels your visa. And a lot of people don't know that. You get a DUI, it cancels your visa. You get domestic violence, it cancels your visa. You get a sexual assault charge, it cancels your visa. And that's what I think a lot of people don't understand.
It's crazy when, again, and that's the thing. Like, it's to the point where I just get so frustrated with society as a whole because, she shouldn't have ran. She got what she deserved, and then it's just I just don't understand how the spectrum is so wide apart with the response of people in the day and age that we live in, when everybody got a voice. And it's funny that you brought that up too, because that was one of the first ones that I sang too, Sam, with the young fella that you was talking about, and you could tell your brother by the way he sounded, but he actually talking to the wife like, yo, she got blood on her. Like, did you call your peoples yet? You know, all that there. Like,
she said, we just got here. And look, this is the other thing. Not only, I started hearing people saying, "Oh, she just came from dropping her kid off at school."
No, it wasn't.
So when you look at the video from the police officer, when he videos on his phone the actual truck going, if you're not 88 pounds, you got to be in a car seat. When you look at that car, the windows is open. You see the dog in there. You don't see no car.
Dog in the back seat, but I ain't seen nothing about.
You don't see no car seat.
Yeah.
So she didn't have no kids. But the thing is, like, they had 3 kids. She lost her 2 kids because when they're talking about the report, regardless of if they talking about the kids had burn marks or whatever, you lost custody because of what your girlfriend at the time did to your kid.
Yeah.
You did something so bad, or you allowed something so bad to happen to your children that you lost custody. So they're trying to paint her, oh, she's a mother of 3 kids, and she's a mother of this, and she's a mother of that. And I'm sitting there like, you mean you chose your girlfriend over your kids to me, basically. So I'm not saying nobody, nobody deserves to die. I don't care what color your skin is. I don't care your sex. But the video I sent you with her in her truck, and it was a month ago, taking off her social media. When she ambushed and blocked them officers in, look at that video. You tell me if I'm an officer and she shut it up like she enclosed me like that, I'm shooting, because I don't know if they about to attack. So I think some officers just got ambushed the other day, either last night or the night before. So I'm just like, the thing is, has she kept her car in park instead of listening to her wife say, drive, baby, drive, she will still be here.
And that's the part that, as
And
bad
I
as
sent
I
that
feel that
video
she
to
lost
Jude
her life,
too.
that's the part that I can't ignore. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not saying that she deserved to die.
What part?
But the part of that she's where I can't ignore that fact. When he commanded, yo, get out the car, get out the car. He repeated himself several times. For you to purposely and intentionally hit the gas, whether you were trying to hit him or not, that's a wrong move. And I don't care whether you black, white, indifferent, purple. If they tell you to get out your car, it's not a smart thing to do to hit the gas.
Man, look, can I be real? If she was black, she wouldn't have got all them attempts for them to keep saying, get out your vehicle, get out your vehicle, get out your vehicle, get out your vehicle. For 3 minutes prior to when everybody saw the initial video, she was being ordered to move her vehicle. And I think the only reason why it lasted that long was because of the color of her skin. Now, that's one thing I'm going to say, like, so she was given more than ample opportunity. Because
so hold up real quick, Sam. And that's the part that, so we can't avoid talking about racism in America when I look at this situation. And the reason that I say that is because, to your point, it amazes me how people don't want to claim to be racist, so to speak, but your reaction on the story is based off of who was it. If that had been you or I in that car that tried to pull away, we would have got what we deserved. You know what I mean? But yet no, they would have been talking about this.
But see, that's the thing. Look, that's the thing. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna. That's the thing. If it's me, they come up and say, first of all, I ain't gonna be blocking traffic. I'm going to where I need to go. I'm not focusing on no dang on protesting or nothing like that. I'm not focusing on keeping federal law enforcement for doing whatever they supposed to do, because number one,
it ain't got nothing to do with me. They're not coming to get me.
It ain't no misdemeanor. Yeah, it's a felony obstruction. So it's like, I'm gonna focus. But let's say I get pulled over. I'm pulling out my driver license. Matter of fact, I got my license in the where they had the sunglasses, that little thing. I don't wear sunglasses, so I keep my ID in there, my license. When they come, so I'm not reaching to a glove compartment. I'm not reaching down to the side. I pull it out and I'm able to show it to them right there. My insurance card, I ask them, hey, it's on my phone. I've been pulled at checkpoints coming out of Wade Avenue outside PNC Arena. Well, now it's Lenovo Center. And I comply with when they say roll down the window because the windows are tinted. I roll down all the windows because I'm not trying to be taken out. I'm trying to be here as long as I can be. So that's the thing. I would never even put myself in that position. But that lady, the last video I sent you was her a month prior doing the same exact thing. And if you watch that video and see how she boxed those officers in, they would have been justified for unloading on her.
So I seen something about from CNN. Hold on, let me get this Jew comment before it disappeared too. Jew said, if you break the law or your paperwork is not right, then you put yourself to get deported. The problem is how they go on about it. Let's be straightforward for real. And I kind of agree with you on that, Jew. Like, if to Sam's point earlier when he talked about that, if you lose your visa, you lose your right. It's the same way when as American citizens, if you break the law, you're going to jail. My whole thing is, as a black man in America, you know, Philando Castile, licensed gun carrier and all that there, you know, all these different things. And of course, we ain't gonna nitpick each incident. But my main thing is, can I at least get to the jail?
Freddie Gray.
Exactly. Freddie Gray was another one.
Freddie Gray, it took him over 30 minutes to have a 8 or 12-minute drive.
Mm-hmm.
Broke ribs, cracked spine, you know.
And that's why I say we can't ignore the fact that this is a racist country.
No,
Here
but,
it is.
But how do you say that's racist? Because Freddie Gray, out of the 6 officers, 4 were black. Now, the DA was black. The judge was black. The chief of police was black. The governor, black. Everybody in that chain of command was black.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what their skin color was. There's a character called Steven in Django. That mug was a racist against his own people, against his own skin color. Like, you being a racist is not just, you know what I mean? It's a mindset.
So the DA, the judge, the governor, the senators, all them black folks were Stevens. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying I don't know all the particulars on.
I don't feel like the officers got off. That's the reason why they started rioting and stuff, and that's when Obama called in the National Guard.
But that's the whole point. When I say racist is a racist atmosphere, there's no way in the world that you could tell me if there had been a white young man that had been treated the same way that they would have got off. I don't believe that.
Yeah, I don't. I
believe that is 2 sets of rules based off of races. And the reason I brought that up is because when you think about Trayvon Martin, here it is. We've all seen the different tapes. We all remember it in real time, and you can go back and watch it. Here it is. The police officer is telling George Zimmerman, do not follow him. Leave that dude alone. You know what I mean? What did he do? He disobeyed the officers. How does this dude go free after it's known to the public that he disobeyed law enforcement? Yeah. That right there should have been enough for him to be incarcerated for taking this young man's life.
I agree.
But it's a different set of rules here. You know what I mean? It's not about what you do. It's about who you do it to. And that's just wrong. Now, our sister Drew said so she got white privilege and still got killed. Think about that. Because
she won the Darwin Award.
I'm about to say, I think she forfeited her white privilege, Drew, when she hit that gas. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
she lost that white card. Once she hit that gas.
Because most of the Karens of that we like to call stereotype and call them today, they're gonna get out with the officer. They're gonna sit there and argue with you. What do you mean get out of my vehicle? I don't have to get out of my vehicle.
My husband is this. Or my neighbor is this person.
Yeah. They ain't gonna just Grand Theft Auto, hit the gas and try to get up out of there.
Yeah,
Only time I seen something like that was when I seen people in stolen cars.
I just feel bad about the situation, you know, because what my thing is like, if they basically said from the beginning, if the sheriff's office, the city police, or whoever, you have somebody in your jail, you just type their name in the database to see if there's a detainer, you know, that they have a deportation order or order for removal. You hold them, we'll be right there to get them. Within 24 hours, we will have agents there to pick them up. Now, for them to be in that jailhouse, you know, where the county, the city, the metro, or whatever, they had to do something. They had to do an assault. They had to DUI, domestic violence, sexual assault, felony assault, anything. They had shoplifting. They had to break the law to end up in that agency. And if the local law enforcement, instead of just fighting everything, if they would have cooperated just like they cooperated with Obama, everything being done now, everybody went with under Obama, you know. So it's like, if they would just do that, and they even said it, they was like, if y'all don't cooperate with us, we're gonna have to go on the streets and track these people down. You know, now you got people trying to leave the state, the country, and ICE is up there dragging women and stuff through the airport.
Absolutely not, Drew. Absolutely not. Drew said, like, it's like Sam said though. They gave her so many chances, so much chances. I'm just asking this: would a black woman have got that much chances? No,
no,
I don't think so either. And again, like you said, especially when you instigate. Not saying that she instigated her death or her demise. No, but for you to go out there, know that they going out there, you purposely set up it's like, come on, and I don't know if it was Vance, whatever. I don't do a lot of these. I don't be caring what none of these people say, really, to be honest with you. But peaceful protesting is one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't mad at people out there with the signs and all that there, but to me, that's crossing the line. You going in a whole different. You putting yourself in a whole different category where you know they spot checking, and you say, you know what, I'm gonna go park right here in the middle of the street. I'm gonna give them enough room to go all the way around me for cars that want to pass by. But I'm out here, like, there's nothing peaceful about that to me. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily just. I'm not gonna say it's aggressive. I'm not gonna say that it's a violent anything like. But it's definitely disruptive.
But it's also against the law, because it's against the law to impede traffic, period.
Exactly.
Like, not even on the federal level.
In the street.
You'll get a ticket for getting caught at the red light, getting stuck in the intersection, the box, you know, the middle. You can get a ticket for that. But one thing real quick before I forget, there's one video, and I'm shocked people ain't asking. There's one video that people have not asked to see. You know who video? The wives. And you know why? Most likely she hasn't given up her phone for them to extract that evidence. But she got a lot of stuff on her phone of the trainings that they was doing, all the other things, like the video that they posted last month that I showed you. So I'm like, you know, where's her video at?
Yeah, because CNN somebody was reading on CNN also said that the reason that she was able to find out where they were going to be at and different things had something to do with the school board. She
no,
worked.
the kid school. This is the other thing, and this should be child endangerment. They came from Colorado. They just got here, and they found this charter school to put their child in. And it literally, when I went to the website, it says that we what does it say? We raise and mold our kids into being activists, and and to fight the government, fight the regime. That's what it said on the website. Like, she learned about the club that she was in from the charter school. It wasn't a regular, it was a charter school.
But then that's another part that, the more we talk about it, that's another part that don't make sense to me too. He's like, how was she on anything pertaining to her kid school board, any type of organization, when she didn't even have custody of her children?
No, it was for her wife's child. She had 2 kids. Then the wife had a child.
Mm-hmm.
Her 2 kids was taken. So the kid that was at that charter school was her wife's child. Okay, I don't know if it was a male or female.
Got you. I know what you're saying.
But that's how they learned about the club, the group, the anti-ICE. It's something, but they did training at a church where somebody did an undercover video, and it's basically they're training to see how far they can go before they get arrested.
How Snick used to practice the sit-ins, and they pour
them. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, throwing some. So they're literally doing all that stuff now. And like I said, it wasn't like she just started doing it. I sent you the video from her Instagram from last month. I sent it to Jew too. But that's the thing right there. And my thing is this: when you go asking for it, don't be mad because you get what you went asking for.
Mm-hmm. And that's another thing that I feel like we got to stop doing too, and not just this incident. And that's the point I was making earlier. Drew said she most definitely was hurting their head, though. I absolutely agree. She was definitely, because you heard that he was trying to ignore her initially. He was trying to ignore her and the wife.
Yeah.
Then when she just put yo, get out the car. Get out like enough is enough. Get out the car. You know what I mean? And
then people blowing them whistles.
Yeah, so it was like, and laying on the horn for I don't know how long, for no reason whatsoever. But the point I was making was, like, even with the, back to, I ain't trying to revisit that, but even with the Charlie Kirk situation, you know what I mean? When Charlie Kirk first met his demise, we all sometimes we're too emotional. We don't know anything about that person, you know what I mean, at all, or what they stood for, what they didn't stand for, whether they was Republican, Democrat, whatever. But we always want to base it on, like, as soon as this lady met her demise, all of a sudden, but she's the mother of 3 children, they didn't have to do it where we don't know the particulars. Like,
and then look at the photos they showing. They showing photos of her before she met her wife. Before she cropped all her hair off and got her septum ring.
Dude, I swear to God, I'm glad you said that, because I know the first part when I had first seen it, that the picture that I seen, I'm like, that ain't the same lady that was driving that car. Like, I'm not even being funny. It was just like you said, the blonde hair, and I guess she a whole lot younger. She didn't look chubby or nothing. Like, that ain't the same person. Like, why they keep showing this picture of this chick? That ain't the same one that was driving the car.
They don't want people to see that stereotype of a liberal white woman.
Yeah, but it's like we got to stop being so quick to rush to give our opinions and things of that nature there. Because without foundation, you know what I mean? It needs to be based off of something. And that's just my opinion. And not that my opinion matters more than anybody else's. But I think we got to stop being just so rushed to, oh man, they didn't have to do that and all that there. Again, like I said, I know from being from the hood, police tell me get out the car, I'm laying my life on the line if I hit that gas. Period. And I don't care whether you male, female, white, black, purple. Like, that's a major violation. That's not just a violation. That's a major violation. What do you think? Even if you get away from it, and people, and that's another thing that be getting me too. When people, well, they didn't have the shooter. They could have just took the license plate down and went got her later. Where they do that at?
Yeah, but this the thing. You see when the officer walked behind and he did record the license plate.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is that probably could have been something.
Mm-hmm.
But again, when she punched that gas, she put it in drive because it's in reverse. And you can hear it where she put it in park and then she popped it in drive and pressed that. And that right there kind of just ended it, because I think that's something that possibly could have been done is, well, we know this ain't no stolen vehicle, because they was running it. They knew who she was because she had been following them all morning.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, like, you run the plate. If it's a stolen vehicle, okay, we can go ahead and get them out the way. Call local PD and have them come, follow the stolen vehicle that's following us.
Yeah.
Like, it's so many ways where it could have been avoided. But, I think that's why, who was it that gave us free will?
Yeah. And it's funny too, like to me, I would love to hear. I know she's not going to do anything anytime soon or whatever, but I would have loved, because I don't want to hear nothing rehearsed. I don't want to hear nothing. But I would have really liked to know the state of mind of the wife now. Like, how much responsibility is she taking that her significant other isn't here anymore, based off of, like I said, whether it's true or not, whether she was an abusive wife to the young lady that died, I don't know. But the way she was talking to her and the way she was carrying herself, I could definitely see her being that type of way. Like, how
Man,
much
she got $1.5 million from GoFundMe. She about to go out and find another female to indoctrinate, and she gonna live life like,
like how much responsibility? Because like you hear the dude, you hear talking to the dude on his porch, and it's like, but it's like it's partially your fault. You the one that told her to drive, baby, drive.
Yeah.
Like, how much of responsibility? I just wonder, her state of mind, and like how much responsibility is she taking? Well, I didn't think that it would go that far. Well, what did you think when you told her to drive? Like, you put in that position. Drew said the ICE agent was itching to pull that trigger. I'm very sorry. See, based off when you watch the whole body, Drew, I would disagree with that.
I disagree too.
They were really trying to ignore her for as long as they possibly could. Like I said, we keep getting these little snippets of the incident, but she had been out there for a good 7 to 10 minutes earlier where she set up, because you see all the other cars in line waiting to get to the checkpoint. She drives around all of them, goes post up where she was at, goes perpendicular to all of that. It's like,
and she was there for over 3 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. It's
just
like
honking the horn.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, and for those whole 3 minutes, they totally ignore her. You know what? We here to do a job. We're gonna let her be an idiot over there. Then it just got to the point. That's why I said I don't think that he was. I don't necessarily think that he was trigger happy or quick to pull the trigger, because initially they were trying to ignore her, based off of when you see the full videos that's available, like the 7-minute one, the 8-minute one, however long it is, and you see the whole setup, because it's boring in the beginning. But I'm just like, why is this person? Because I didn't even realize it was her at first. Like, why is this person parked like that? And two, why do they keep blowing the horn like that? Like, what are they doing?
Just making noises, blowing them dang on whistles. Like, they're trying to use a lot of tactics that is sometimes used in the military to, because when you're like interrogating somebody, you get their mind just phase, like your equilibrium and all that stuff, by just making loud noise, playing rock music.
What was that movie, The Negotiator? One of them, they were showing that there.
It's just regular. It's tactics to get what they're trying to do is trigger the officers into actually breaking the law. so it could be made an example. So they're trying to do everything they can to push them past their limit.
Yeah.
But just like day training, because it used to take somebody to go through ICE and graduate, it used to take them like 5, 6, 7 months. Now, the people that's coming through now, some of them, it's taking them 47 days. So the reason why it's just 47 days is because all they're doing is preparing people to watch the back of the actual ICE agents that went through that 6, 7 month training. They're basically taking them through the crowd control, people blowing whistles and all that. They're basically just training them to watch the back of the actual officers. That's the only position that they're filling. That's why a lot of them, those people that's only going through like 47 days, 40 days, all they're doing, like they don't even have a firearm. You know, like the actual officers.
Yeah. Juice said, I respect y'all guys' opinion, but she was in all their heads out there. Ice killer season is here. It's definitely here for sure. And I respect yours too. You know, it's always respect. Yeah. Always. But when you say he was itching to pull that trigger, I just disagree with that part.
Yeah, them jokers gave her.
They might be looking forward to shooting somebody out there. I'm not gonna say that they ain't. They might go out there, leave out there, like the same way in football. I hope I catch a touchdown there. I hope I throw a touchdown. I hope I run one. They might be hoping they catch a body, but in that incident, they ain't just like go straight to the gun. They ain't just come out there blazing. Like, they gave an ample opportunity. And again, if she don't hit that gas and she complies with the officer to get out the car, then he had to pull the trigger. If she had got the car and he had to pull the trigger, now we having a whole different conversation. That'd have been trigger happy to me, but we'll never know. She didn't get out the car. She didn't listen. So, you know, it's just unfortunate, man. What else was it? Oh, and this is something that's been bothering me too. Again, y'all that's out there, make sure y'all get the questions to me so we could do it. Like I said, it could be personal questions, it could be about sports, it could be about life or whatever the case may be. Things you want to know about me, what's the funniest story, whatever questions you guys want me to answer. Because people were saying, well, you know, you always interviewing everybody else and asking them kind of questions and all that did. Nobody ever asked you questions. I'm like, nobody asked me questions. Like, I'm not objective to being interviewed or whatever the case may be. So y'all shoot me the questions and I'll get to them. And we're gonna do a whole segment on that, maybe monthly or weekly. But y'all give me those questions in to me. Drew says she's not the only one that got killed by ICE. How many more that was done unknown? Who knows? I don't know. Who knows? And I'm not saying that you're wrong from saying that they on a mission or they got secret objectives. I don't know. I could definitely see that being a scenario where we gonna go out here. You know what? They don't want to go easy. Cool. Now I get to get a body. I get to get a trophy. You know, I remember people that I knew in the military when they supposedly got Saddam Hussein and people showing pictures that should have never been taken whatsoever, but they showing like the 24 karat gold AKs and in the tombs and with the dead bodies of the son and everybody else before they got them. All this type, you know what I mean? So even though that's not something that's frowned upon, and it's something we know how it is. Like I said, in the locker room, Bounty Gate was something in the NFL with Sean Payton and them years ago. Like, does it go against the integrity of the game? Absolutely. But it still was a thing. Like, that was totally illegal and shouldn't be right. So I definitely feel like there's an aspect of that in terms of ICE, and you know, they might wake up saying, I wish your brother would today. That's just another one. You know, I don't know. I can't speak to I don't know any of them personally, so I can't speak to their mindset, but I could definitely see that type of scenario. But what I was going to say was totally unrelated, but it's something that's been bothering me, and I've been wanting to talk about it briefly or just bring it up on the show. And it's funny because Drew in the comments too. I know Drew used to be nice with the hands. Like, I found this new app. I don't want to know because I don't want nobody else to get addicted to it too. But I watch a lot of fights on there. Street fights, bar fights, all kind of fights. Family functions, somebody too drunk, whatever. Just a whole bunch of fights. And the thing that always irritates me, even going back to like as far as I can remember, when people watching street fights, who are these fake referees that get to say, nah, don't jump in, let them shoot the fair one. All right, enough is enough. That's enough. Or break them up. Yo, if you watching a fight, watch the fight. And then, like I said, we so divisive because I go in the comments and people like, it's just a sad world that we live in. Mm-hmm. Everybody, instead of people calling the police, all right, so it was one that I seen, right? Sam, check this out. It's one that I see with a white guy and a black guy. Both of them big dudes. They getting into it in Walmart. In the checkout line, they about to check out. So the white dude, he going off on the, you don't want these type of problems, you don't want these. So the black dude throws something at him. He throws something back. They get into tussling, all that there. The police is right there. And the people in the comments is talking about, well, yo, no, somebody was like, yo, somebody call the police. Everybody got their phone out recording. Somebody call the police. And we like, you hear the lady that's recording, like, isn't he the police? The police standing right there trying to break the door. So at what point, and like Fitz was talking about on the what's name. And I ain't got no problem if he got a problem with me or nothing like that there. I don't say nothing he do. But on y'all show, when I made the statement that I said with the young lady in Charlotte, that's my truth. I would have mind my business. You know what I mean? Yeah. That it had nothing to do with me. I'm not going to try to, if I see somebody stabbing somebody, what would in my nature would give me the numbers to say, you know what? I need to go de-knife this guy. Mm-hmm. Because I want to do my due diligence as a good citizen. If that's the way you feel, cool. I'm speaking.
And end up getting sued. Look, and then turn around and they try to sue you because you hurt him saving her.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Well, you did assault him. he was stabbing somebody. But now
what about the two brothers, the 15 and 16-year-old, broke into that 88-year-old's house, and he had a gun and he shot and killed both of them for breaking in, and the family trying to sue him for $1 million because they say he used excessive force.
If you didn't break in my house, you would have never known what kind of force I got.
That's what I'm like. I think the judge threw it out, but the thing is that they thought like your boys was breaking into his spot. You know?
Yeah, man. It's just a funny world. But like I said, that fighting thing, it drives me crazy. It drives me crazy when you see all these different things and like, what do you want people to do? I remember being 11 years old, and I talked about it on here before. I remember being 11 years old. My father always telling me, stay out of relationship problems. Stay out of relationship problems and never get involved. I'm like, why? I'm 11 years old. Why are you telling me this? And I remember we was down there at Boylan. Shout out to Boylan, Drew. You know what I'm talking about. Me and my cousin, he was in town visiting from North Carolina. Actually, he was coming from Hawaii at the time. We were just talking about it when he came to visit Christmas. And we standing on the bus stop waiting for the 31 to go downtown. We take him downtown. We had just finished hooping at Boylan. And this dude comes out of C-Town right across the street, and he's going off on, like cursing this girl out. Next thing you know, it started getting physical. And it's like, we watching, but then he just started like beating her down for real. Like, and we like, yo, man, that's kind of excessive. Now I'm just saying, talking about minding your business. And I ain't got no problem. Like, if you get into a fight and you knock somebody out, once they become unconscious, I think it should be over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when you get on top of somebody after they're unconscious and you still beating them, and that's excessive to me. But all that, they tussling and hair pulling with the women and all that, then they break it up. Now, when you come grab me and I get snuck in the process, like, who fault is it that I lost that fight? You know what I'm saying? Like, let the fight play out. If you're going to let them fight, let the fight play out. until enough is really enough. All that pulling people apart and these fake, that's enough. I ain't with all of that. But back to the story, dude like literally started beating her up. And it got to the point where we watching it. I'm like, yo. So me and my cousin, we run across the street, and we like ain't trying to beat dude up. We just trying to get him off of her. You know what I'm saying? Then it got to he fighting us. So now we swinging on him. Out of nowhere, Sam, on everything I love, it was just like a cartoon. All I seen was stars and blackness in broad daylight. She had them picked up something and cracked me in my back, talking about get off him, get off him, get off him. And I learned from that day. Again, I ain't gonna get into with Fitz and all that there. I learned from that day. Guess what I'm gonna do? I don't care what's going on. Unless it's me and mine, I'm minding my business. Yeah. Because I tried to that's what being a good citizen got me. Got me cracked them upside my back. And like I said, it was like a cartoon. I didn't even know like you could see stars and stuff like that for real. I don't know what she hit me with, where she hit me at. All I know is everything went black and all I seen was stars. And it was broad daylight. So I was like, you know what? Now I see exactly why my dad told me what he told me. And I'm going to mind my business. And you can think a less of me as a man or whatever the case may be. But unless it's me or mine, I'm not getting involved. Mm-hmm. Period. Definitely on those Charlotte train or bus or wherever they was at for some lady that I don't know. And a white woman too. Because who to say that I get him from stopping her that she going to say I was the one that tried to attack her too. Yeah. You didn't know I was coming to help her. Like, no, I'm not putting myself in those positions. Because we see too many times where, you know, you get the wrong end of the stick. Drew said I would have threw it out to as a judge. You can't be wrong and right at the same time. I bet you the family saying the good boys, but they were good boys, but what they doing is in that man's house. Exactly. Yeah. You know, that's one of them things like with the mama too. My mama would my son would never do that. And my son, not my baby. No, yes, your baby. Your baby is a dope thing. Your baby is a killer. Your baby is this and that. You might not want to see him as such, but and like you said, you can't be wrong and right at the same time. I agree with that too, but I do think two things could be right at the same time. You know what I mean? And I say it like that because like they could be good person that just made a bad decision this particular day, or it might have been they might be bad people that never showed that side of them to them. That's one thing me and my brother always laugh at when we, you know, Miss Cato. Shout out to Miss Cato and side. One of the high school teachers we had at in high school, Sam, that me and Drew went to. And one of the things about it, the teachers used to love them some Marvin Bennett, yo. Because I grew up in church, so I grew up around that. I knew how to. Oh man, he's such a sweet kid and all that. Did so when they were hearing different things that I would be involved in. Not the Marvin I know, because I knew how to, you know, present myself a certain way. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I remember when my brother came in after I graduated. My brother came in that next year, and my brother was just himself. You know what I mean? And he had two sides of him. He was just himself. And I remember my teacher, Miss Cato, she was like, "Yo, your brother Marvin, he was so sweet. He would never." My brother said, he told him, "Look, I ain't my brother." He had to tell off the back, like, you gonna stop comparing me to my brother. Like, like when we do that. So I get what you're saying, Drew, but like you said, I don't even know where that happened at, Sam, but you breaking somebody's houses. That's why I used to tell people too. I knew some people that used to do B&Es. And in my opinion, just my personal opinion, I'm like, that's the most gutsiest crime of them all. You know what I mean? We breaking and entering, because you never know what's on the other side of that door, window, however you get in that person's house. You don't know if they sit on the couch with a shotty. You don't know if they just sitting there waiting for a fool to try them. They waiting to test out their new, you know what I'm saying? You just never
Yeah.
know. That's one crime that nobody ever had to worry about me. I'm not breaking into nobody's house. 'Cause I don't know if it's guns in there. I'm terrified of dogs. I don't know if it's dogs in there. I don't know what's in there. I'm not breaking into nobody's house though. That's one crime I could guarantee you that you would never ever hear me commit because you just never know.
Yeah.
So before we get out of here, man, what you think about these playoffs, man?
Well, my Lions ain't in it, so I do want some good games, but right now I'm gearing up for trying to finish up some stuff in the stuff in Greensboro, but just getting ready for the grass season. Get that yard right. But I
I
I'm
see
I'm
Tomlin
praying for
stepped
Mike.
down today.
Yeah, I'm praying for Mike Tomlin though. I think with him stepping down today, and I'm like, he been with the Steelers for 19 years, and I'm like, I hope it's not like for something with his health.
Yeah,
So
I don't think it is. I think he just, to be honest, this is just my opinion. Again, I ain't never seen no report. I just got the alert on my phone. I didn't even read it. Um, I
I
just
mean,
think he's tired.
think about Walter Payton.
Yeah, he just tired,
When he
and it could be that.
retired, he
Mhm.
he kept his kidney disease under wraps,
Yeah,
and nobody knew until he died. Like, and then when he came up for a donor, he said, "No, I've lived my life." Alonzo Mourning, as soon as he got it done, he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take it."
yeah,
He's like he wasn't as strong as Walter, but I just hope it's not because just like uh Bosman, our boy that played the Black Panther,
yeah.
kept
Chadwick Boseman.
everything quiet and all like, and I just hope it's not nothing like that because I thought it was kind of sudden, you know.
And see, that's the part I disagree. Like I hear what you're saying, and I'm not
Yeah.
saying that is not valid, but 19 years is not such. Like I believe that he just at a place now was like, you know what, enough is enough. I don't want one Super Bowl. I'm tired of this off season. I'm tired of this whole thing with the management because everybody knew back then that they forced Ben Roethlisberger on him, or Ben Roethlisberger, as I like to call him.
Yeah.
That wasn't his decision, but management, you're gonna work with him. You know what I'm saying? How do I
Yeah.
know that? It was the same thing with this Aaron Rodgers type situation where Mike Tomlin might not wanted Aaron Rodgers. Forget his resume and all that did. I can't stand Aaron Rodgers because forget the football as the man. I don't like Aaron Rodgers because he just seemed like an a-hole to play with and a poor teammate. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how good you could throw. He lied about taking the vaccination. Like he just like his own rebel. He a fake James Dean to me. Like so, Mike Tomlin knowing Mike Tomlin's personality, I don't know that Mike Tomlin wanted to necessarily have him, but Pittsburgh looking at like, yo, this is, in some people's opinion, the top 5 quarterback of all time. Yo, we can't pass this opportunity up. And he might just be tired of it, settling for 500. You might get tired of that conversation. Oh, well,
Mhm.
Mike Tomlin, I'm tired of like Pittsburgh ain't winning no Super Bowl no time soon. They got too much. It's too much going on there. So he might be just, I want something different. I made my money. I made a name for myself. I had a great career, but now it's time to move on. Now, what I will say is this: wherever, if he wants a job, he's going to get a job wherever he wants to. He might just want to go to take a break from coaching and get into TV, or spend more time with the family, whatever. I don't necessarily, not saying that it's not health related, but it could be. But he might, the older you get, hey, listen, man, I done lived a good life. God has blessed me. Now I just want to enjoy some time with my family. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
done sacrificed all this stuff, game planning, and I done missed graduations. I done missed recitals. Now it's time for me to be a papa or a father or a husband, whatever. I don't know his situation. But 19 years of doing anything, that's a long time. So I can definitely see somebody like, you know what? Hey, man, this been a good run. I done did all I could do. Now I'm walk off on my own accord. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be interesting what kind of moves they make. And who's gonna get the job? It's so many. It's so many. I don't know if we've ever seen an NFL season where so many coaches got fired at the same time. There's a lot of coaching vacancies right now. Like at least about 7, 8 different teams.
Yeah.
Atlanta, us, Baltimore, Pittsburgh,
Miami.
Yeah, Drew and his little fishy fish down there. Drew a Dolphin fan, yo.
Oh, is he? Okay.
If anyone I know team is playing, I'm just going to hate. My team, well. You said it, not me. Drew infamous for hating on everybody else's team. Well, he'll never want to hate on them little fishies. And Tua, Mr. Concussion himself.
Is he still with the Dolphins?
As far as I know, they might have got rid of him. I don't know. But he one of those ones, Tua one of those.
They benched him. Didn't they bench him?
Yeah, they did. They benched him. But I don't know if they released him or whatever. He's definitely one of those players.
Yeah, I was gonna say sometimes somebody can suck until they go to a different system.
Yeah. Look at Daniel Jones.
Tua may go to a different system and be the draft pick they thought he could be.
Yeah. Like Daniel Jones proved it. You know, Indianapolis, he got hurt. Indianapolis was doing their thing in the AFC. You know what I mean? They might have still been in if he had never got hurt, but we don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Tua, one of those players, like he reminded me of like back when I played, like when I started coaching, like Pop Warner, whatever. I finally got something. And you can call it selfish, whatever the case may be, or pulling your weight, throwing your weight around, not pulling your weight, but throwing your weight around. But sometimes you have to protect players from themselves. And what I mean by that is, Tua, we know he can't slide. He's had so many concussions in a young career. I remember one game in particular, shout out to Coach Gary Westbury, one of my high school coaches. I'm ready to get back in there. That mother, you know what he just told me? He said, give me a helmet. Because I was like the Snicker commercial. Dude, I played for a whole 5 minutes and can't tell you what happened. If I made a play, if I didn't make a play, because my head was spinning. I was rocked. I don't even remember. I was missing like half of a whole quarter. And I guess he's seen it. But I was I was still as a player, I'm still willing to play. He said, nah, give me a helmet, yo. Like, Coach, now I'm all right. Give me a helmet. So sometimes as a coach, you got to protect a player from himself.
Yeah.
And when I think of Tua, that's the first thing I think about. You know what I mean? Like, Tua, he might be so gung-ho that, dude, but you got to learn how to slide. You got to learn how to stop using it. As a quarterback, I've seen him so many times use his head first when he's going in. Like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? You got to chill out with that. You got to make an adjustment or something if you really want to play football. Drew said, no, I don't know why you called them Giants. Man, he needs to go someplace else. I hope the best for him. Nah, I don't want him at those Giants. I don't care where he go. He got to go like.
Boy, Giants got their starter though. Jackson Dark is it.
Yeah, he ain't going nowhere. It's just a matter of what coach we get now. And I wouldn't mind Harbaugh. I don't know if he'd come, but I wouldn't mind John Harbaugh in New York.
He would go there because they would be able to offer him some good money.
And I think he could handle I think he could handle to the New York media.
Yeah.
Just me personally. I learned that years ago. It don't matter how good you are as a player or a coach.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can't handle playing in New York. Everybody can't handle the media. I never forget one of me and my brother, our favorite clips. I might have to post that just to go down memory lane, see if I can find it. With Randy Johnson, the great pitcher from the Mariners and all that there, when he came to New York. He walking down the street and reports that he ready to put like He couldn't handle the pressure in New York. Like,
Mhm.
because New York is a different beast when you in certain markets. New York, one of those places. Like, it's all everybody can't play New York. Then you leave New York market and go to, like you said with Tua, you might go somewhere else and excel. So everybody can't handle it. Um,
Shoot, I don't know. People might not the way them taxes is about to hit. I th- I think people are gonna think twice about wanting to go to New York now.
yeah, they'll find other ways. They'll find other ways to make that money up. You know what I mean? I always say the same thing with this before there was a thing like it is now, especially now. But I know Lawrence Taylor, he probably made an extra $50 million off the football field that nobody even knew about. You know, just doing different commercials with the Wiz and this local car dealership and all that, just the local money. That's one thing about New York too. Like you get so much money outside of your is the potential to get so much money outside of your contract. You know what I mean in
Yeah.
sports that is an attractive offer. You know, you God forbid you got some kids that's coming up behind you that want to go to acting school, and you got NYU right here. You got all these off. You got Broadway. You got all these different things, and you know what I mean. It's a good
Yeah.
place to network and to go into because Eli. How do you think Eli was about to buy a stake in the Giants? Because Eli getting so much money outside of football in New York that I mean he got partnerships with all the hospitals, the all these different foundations. Like Eli, he man, he's a good businessman. Um he smoked it all up, Marv. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but I was like, no, I'm a.
No, but my point is he made the money. Yeah, he because I started and I almost said it too when I when I mentioned his name. Like we know where he spent it on. I never forget reading this book. How he said he spent $2,000 on a little hoopty so he could ride around and go to different crack houses. I was like, man, LT was LT was different, yo. But again, it ain't got nothing to do with the football because people can joke whatever they want to on the football field. That man was a problem. I'm not saying that as a Giant fan. I'm talking as a football fan. That mug changed the game. He changed the way the game of football itself is playing. There's not too many players that you can say that about. But more power with LT, man. I hope he stay on the straight and narrow, man. You gotta leave them drugs alone, them underage girls alone. And he'll be all right. But yeah, man, we gonna get ready to get up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like I said, y'all get those questions to me. And we'll once I get enough questions in offline, I'll get into them in the show, and we'll get to them. You know, like I said, do a whole little segment on it. Um, he would rock you on that field, though. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I always say that it's a bad joke as a Giant fan, but I always say the worst day in Giant history was the day that LT got off that stuff. Because LT, I remember one game, I forgot who was against. That mother quarterback hiked the ball. This mug jumped over the whole line and sacked the quarterback before he even get 2 steps back in his drop back. I said, man, this mug he's different. But he wasn't never the same when he wasn't on that. But yeah, y'all get those questions and with the questions, let me know whether you want to be addressed or you want to know who asking the questions or you want to stay anonymous or whatever the case may be. So I know a lot of people sometimes don't necessarily want their name out there, or a lot of people. I've learned that, and I thank you all too. Everybody that reached out to me, because I tell people all the time I can't see who's watching it. I just see numbers, like how many people are watching, whatever. But it doesn't tell me who is watching it. So I don't know who's watching it unless you're actually in the comments and I see your name, like Drew always in the comments, or Sam or Jennifer or these different ones. And a lot of people they'll be talking to me like, yeah, man, I seen you talking about this here and then you had the dude on with the glasses, man. Y'all was talking about this here and that there. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know you knew about the show. So I was like, I really appreciate you all, but let me know if you want to stay anonymous. If not, and also if you guys have guests and whatnot that you guys want to get on, or you want to see on the show, feel free to reach out to me. Let me know if you know you got somebody that got something going on or interesting to talk about, or got a beautiful story, or want to promote a book, or whatever the case may be.
We need to try to get Drewski on.
Did you see that new one that he just did with the church?
It was spot on.
Yo, it was, and it's only funny to me because I don't do Drewski. I don't do like a lot of the popular people. Yeah. I just know who he is because like when you out there and like you hear your name, like I ain't wanting to jump on the bandwagon, so I don't know whether he's funny or not. I just know he done crossed over because I see him in one of the AT&T somebody commercials and with Zoe Saldana.
He maximizing, yeah. He got an agent that's maximizing.
I ain't mad at him because I'm like, who is this Drewski that everybody keep talking about? I thought the name by his name, I thought he was a rapper or something.
I've always watched his skits.
He's like, nah, my brother. Yeah, see, my brother. I don't know that. I've never seen any of them, but I seen that one. I literally seen that one today, and I thought it was hilarious. I'm impregnating you with the word of God. I'm impregnating you with the word of God.
And then the Louis Vuitton. You got to see one where he's doing the Alabama football.
Okay.
And because he plays a redneck.
All right.
And then you have to see when he does the NASCAR one. Like, I mean, he got some talent. I mean, he's been around for a minute, so he's just starting to hit. But man, that dang on church was spot on.
I'm gonna come in with the cape.
I'm gonna impregnate her with the word of the.
And that was it. I got on the red bottle because I walk in the blood of Jesus. This fucking stupid, yo. That one was pretty funny though. But yeah, man, we gonna get out of here, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Juice said he off the chain. I like him, bro. The redneck joint crazy. I think I did see one of them where he like chewing straw or something like that. Somebody, cause like people be sending me stuff, but I don't have time. I'm like, I'll be wondering too, like, what make y'all think that? I don't know. I guess because of the stuff that I'll be sharing, people like, oh, Marvin think this is funny. So a lot of people be sending me a lot of different things. But I'm like, some of them I watch, some of them I don't. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah. I gotta check him out. Like even what's the other young boy name? He be doing a lot with Drewski and Kevin Hart. He like number one now. Casanado or something like that.
Yeah, but he just do podcasts. He don't really do skits.
Okay, see, I've never seen that, so I don't know what he is. I just know his name.
Well, it's not even podcasts. He does streaming, so he invites people on, and sometimes he'll be in the dang on U-Haul truck. Okay. Like inside, like he won't even be in his house. He's just riding around. But he definitely shining. I think he number one in. People don't realize. I think T-Pain said it. He was like, "Man, I make more money from streaming on Twitch than all my music put together." Mm-hmm. Because the more subscribers, you get paid for all of that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I've been thinking about too, and I'm like, I don't even want to kick myself because I don't monetize on Facebook or YouTube. But I'm like, I've been thinking about entertaining, going on TikTok and be able to show on TikTok as well, because I see people going on live on TikTok all the time. And I've never been on live. I've been on other people's lives on TikTok, but I've never went live on TikTok myself. But I said it might be an avenue I might want to venture into and see what's up. Even if I do like ain't like no soft porn and nothing like that. I'm just saying, like after the show, because one of the ideas that I had for this particular show when I very first started it was like it'd be cool if we could do like a post show after the episode and talk about the different things that we seen or talk about the little outtakes that oh man, I meant to say this or I meant to mention that or the different things after the show. Maybe I'll do something like that over on TikTok and I don't know. I'm gonna play with it. I'm gonna pray about it and see which way I go. But
but I think you can stream. You can stream to like at one time like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and like everything I think is in this app is just I think a level up or something.
Yeah, you got a different thing and
to do more than two.
I'm so what's the word I'm looking for? So untech savvy because they got it where I could do this on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, all three at the same time. But Instagram keep telling me I tried to do it before, but you got to do some kind of key, and I don't know what they talking about, and I just got to do some more homework, and I ain't really had the time to really venture into it. But I would love to, even if I could do well, TikTok is a little different. I don't think you can go live on TikTok like that. That's why I said I would do like a post show on TikTok after the fact, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But I'll get it figured out because I want to get on Instagram too. I want to get, because I got a whole different following on Instagram than I do on Facebook. A lot of the people are the same, but it's a whole different audience too, and Threads as well. Like my Thread following is going crazy, based off of the stuff that especially when I do my Sunday morning gospel songs and different things throughout the week.
Yeah.
I would love to figure out how to go live on Threads as well, because I do crazy numbers on Threads. I don't know if you can monetize on Threads yet, but I need to figure it out. I posted one last month saying November, and that mug had over 500,000 views. And,
wow.
and I'm talking about less than like 2 days. I was getting all kind of notifications where people was resharing it. I forgot what video it was, but it was something crazy. Like, did that say 500,000? I couldn't believe it. But yeah, man, y'all have a good weekend. We're gonna see what the rest of these playoffs bring to us. I don't know, man. It's still early, and I like to do predictions. I said I wanted to do it, and when the season over now, maybe we'll do it during basketball season. But I want to do a like a live stream, like what they call them, like the multicast. I want to do maybe a Sunday where we got some NBA games on, and we doing a show and we talking about different things. But we talking about sports as well. Who our top 5? Mount Rushmore, basketball, NFL, who changed, these different sports conversations on like a Sunday or whatever outside of this particular show on Tuesday nights that I think would be pretty cool. But somebody at work was asking me the other night who I got, and I'm like, me personally, I haven't seen an entire NFL game all season. I don't follow sports like I used to, or I'm not in love with sports like I used to. Barely like it these days because so many different variations. Not because my team sucked. I ain't never got no problem with saying my team sucked. If they suck, they suck. It is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm a realist before I'm a fan. But the integrity of sports in general to me is like whack now, especially like with legalized gambling. I don't know what to believe, what's the actual outcome. The behind the scenes, you see people like Aaron Foster that retired. Like, yeah, man, it's scripted in the NFL. They want you to do this and they put you in these different scenarios, and I can't invest it into it like that there from the way I love sports and love playing sports. I want to see a natural outcome. I don't want to see even on Instagram a lot of times they show that after the games how now come on, y'all making it too obvious right here. Where the referee do something crazy and he already threw the flag before the quarterback even snapped the ball, and there's all these little minute things. So it's like I don't trust it. I don't trust a lot of them this more. But I will go as far as to say I wouldn't mind seeing. Because I'm like, what is the storyline to do this shit? Because to me, I think everything is kind of like Hollywood. It'd be cool. And I don't necessarily care for them at all or want to see it. But as far as a Hollywood production, I think Chicago going to the Super Bowls, they haven't been to the Super Bowl since, 85? No, they've been because they went. What year was that where Lovey and Tony Dungy was going against each other? So they definitely been to the Super Bowl.
I'm trying to think who they let me see. That
would definitely be a good storyline for them, being that they haven't won since '85 in such a long time. But just as pure football, man. Listen, and he got a part of the offense got hurt them real bad the other night. Nico Collins. Hope he gets better. But I kind of like what I seen through Houston, man. I watched certain maybe like 2 or 3 quarters of that game against Pittsburgh, and I like what I seen because Houston they were making a lot of mental mistakes and was always like they say defense win championships, especially in NFL.
Yeah.
I think they got probably the strongest defense out of all the teams that's left in the playoffs. I would think that if the 49ers wasn't so banged up, I would like to see them coming out the NFC. I wouldn't be surprised to see them coming out the NFC. But with so many injuries they got, and just Kittles just got hurt again Sunday, it's like it's hard to bank on them because they got so many different injuries. But I think, like I said, the Houston defense, I think they might be good enough to get to the Super Bowl. I do know this though, as far as the AFC, if Josh Allen don't win it, if Buffalo don't win it this year, I think they're gonna really start looking at Josh Allen as not one of them top 5 quarterbacks no more because in their eyes, like Patrick Mahomes is out. You know what I mean? Look, and you ain't got to worry about Lamar. You ain't got to worry about Joe Burrow. It's yours for the taking at this point if you want to stay an elite quarterback. So if they don't win it this year, they might take his. And even though he's still getting good numbers, I think they're gonna knock him down a peg as far as the hierarchy of quarterbacks in the NFL. So it's gonna be interesting to wait and see. But I don't really have any predictions. I just wouldn't mind seeing Houston based off of their defense. That was crazy too.
Yeah, I think it's going to be different because if you think about it, like there's been 5 different teams win the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's definitely switching up because after the way Philly played last year, and I was like, if they got their running back and their QB not hurt, I'm like they should be decent. But man, they look like from a going back to back team to like will they ever make it back again?
And see, to me, I was just having this conversation the other night too with a Philly fan. To me, Philly was most impressive 2 seasons ago. Because last year they had a good record when they went to the Super Bowl, but they wasn't as dominant as they was the year prior to that. Even though they won the Super Bowl last year, and I know exactly what I'm saying, Philly wasn't as impressive to me. Philly just kept finding ways to win games. They were much more dominant the year before, in my opinion. This year, and I'm glad you went there before we close out, and I'm done after this, but A.J. Brown got to go. Like, it's too much distinction. It's too much division in that organization. Like the way him and Sirianni got into it on the sideline, all that there. I kept saying like, and somebody was like, what if I said no? I said I don't. Even though it sound like Monday morning quarterback. Then I told him last weekend before the game they even played against San Fran. Like, I don't see Philly doing nothing because they got too many problems in house. And it plays out on the field. Here it is, A.J. Brown. He got these commercials talking about he always wide open. He always wide open. You complaining about them running the ball with Saquon, and you need more catches. You need more touches. Now they throwing you the ball, and you dropping the ball. Like, and not just dropping the ball, he dropping crucial balls in games. Like, come on, bro. He got to go. He got to go. So, yeah, Philly is done. They done. They cooked. They better enjoy the 2 that they got. But we shall see. Who else is there? We ain't even mentioned the Broncos #1 seed, and I would never root for the Broncos just for the simple fact my best friend Rod, he a diehard Bronco fan, and he hate on all New York teams just cause. So I'm gonna always hate on the Broncos.
Mm.
I'm always hate on the Broncos. I'm never rooting for them just because of him. Out of spite of him. And I always like to tell him, well, when we did beat each other in the Super Bowl, we whooped that ass. So there's always that 1986 Giants first Super Bowl win. Came against who? The Broncos. But they really looking impressive this year too. Like who would ever thought that the Broncos would be the number one seed? And it's surprising to me, but he been real quiet all season. I guess he's not trying to jinx they chances or whatever. But we're gonna see what the Broncos do. They still have they got the first round bye. Then we got Seattle too. Seattle, I never seen Seattle being the number one seed. So it's definitely a different year as far as not seeing the normal people that, normal faces that we used to see in this time of year. So that part of football is interesting. Let's just see how it play out. But man, I hope everybody have a good weekend. Again, happy born day to my man Daniel, my man cousin Jermaine, who was in earlier. I hope everybody has a good week the rest of this week. And I look forward to seeing you all next Tuesday night. I think I'm gonna have my man. I don't know. I still gotta confirm, but next week should be a pretty good show too. I got some stuff lined up for this month period as far as guests coming in. Just got to lock them in, and I'll get y'all further information about that. But get those questions submitted, man. I appreciate you all. I hope you have a great, wonderful weekend. Stay safe, stay warm as possible, and know that I love you all and appreciate each and every one of you all, man. I hope everybody is off to a good 2026 and being prosperous and being healthy and just, loving one another. But as usual, I'm signing off. DeAndre and Elisha know that Daddy loves you intentionally, but I also love you unconditionally. Next week, peace.